G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we will learn how to do this beautiful stitch. You could call it the lazy chevron, you could call it a wave stitch, a lazy wave stitch, there's all different names for it. But it looks good no matter what you call it. There is a free written pattern for this located on my website. I will put the links that you need in the description box. Some of the yarn that I've used in this project is from redheart.com. I've used the Red Heart Shimmer, which I think is so pretty. Redheart.com is a great place to buy yarn, and also it's a great inspiration for colours and for your next project. I hope you enjoy this video, so let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies, we're going to need some yarn. This is great for using up scraps that you have from other projects that you've made. I have lots of scraps, as you can see. I think that's tea leaf, that's spring green, and that's turquoise. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, the large eye, and also a crochet hook to go with your yarn. I'm using worsted weight or 10 ply yarn, and this is the Super Saver, but these scarves look really good and are really nice in a nice soft yarn, like the Red Heart Soft or the Red Heart with Love. And for these ones I've used the shimmer. The dark blue there is a shimmer. I don't know if you can see the glitter. Oh, there we go. And also this bright blue colour here is the shimmer as well. And then the teal, that's a sherbet. I'm not sure about these two colours, but they are Stylecraft yarns. But they work really well together because they're both 8 ply, same thickness of yarn. So what we need to do, we need to grab our first colour, and this is the colour that you want the first row of your project. So I'm just using scraps for the demonstration. So this can be made as wide as you want. I made this one here, I made it quite wide for my scarf. I just made it as wide as I wanted the length of my scarf. But this would also work for a blanket. You want to make it as wide as you want your blanket. I'm just going to make a short little example so it's easier for the video. It doesn't get wrapped around the camera. So the multiple of this pattern is 6 plus 2. So what that means is we're going to make 6 chains. Is the project big enough? Definitely not. So we want to add 6 more. Again, is your project big enough? No, so add more. And you're going to add them in lots of 6. Don't work your chain too tight. When we get to the end, we are going to add 2, and that's what the multiple means. 6, so we've done lots of 6 plus 2. So 1 and 2. Into the third chain from the crochet hook. So we don't count the one that's on the crochet hook. That's number 1, that's number 2, and that's number 3. Into the third stitch we're going to work a double crochet. Across the next 2 chains we're going to work a decrease. So into the next chain, I've yarned over, into the next chain, I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, keep the 2 loops on our crochet hook. We're going to go into the next chain, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and now pull through all 3. We're going to do that again, go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you've got 2 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 3. Then into the next stitch we're going to work an increase. So into the next chain, going to work 2 double crochet, and again into the next chain we're going to work 2 double crochet. Into the next chain we're going to work a decrease, so we need to go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the next chain we're going to work, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, over the next 2 stitches we're going to work a decrease, so go into the next chain, and then also in the next one, and then pull through all loops. So we've got 2 decreases and then we want to work 2 increases. So in the next stitch we're going to work 2 double crochet, so going in the next stitch again for 2 double crochet, just sorting out my yarn, it keeps getting stuck. So again we're going to work 2 decreases, so that's our repeat, 2 decreases, 2 increases. So we want to do our decrease, oops, we want to work another decrease, and then we want to work 2 increases. So in the next one I'm going to work 2 double crochet, and also into the next stitch. Oops, come on. There we go. So working 2 double crochet, and then into the next stitches we're going to work, we need to do 2 decreases, so that's in the next one. So that's 1 decrease, and then again we want to work another decrease. I'm just looking back to make sure I've done this right. So that's 2 decrease, 2 increase, decrease, increase, decrease, increase, decrease. Yes, yeah. And then if we've got it right, we have 1 chain left. If you don't, let's say you have too many chains, just work that last one as an increase, and then we can undo the rest of the chains. You can actually undo this knot and then just gradually work out the yarn, and then it'll disappear. If you don't have enough, pull it back to the first increase that we did there. So let's say you haven't got enough chains, you've run out. So if you pull it back to the first increase that we do of the set, that's going to make you finish on the right position. So you are going to lose that little part here, but you're going to actually finish on the right bit, and you won't have to do all your chains again, which I hate when I do that. So in the last stitch we need to do an increase, which is 2 double crochet. Zoom out a bit. And for this pattern, the beginning and the end, doesn't matter what row, which direction you're going, you're going to start with 2 double crochets in the first stitch, so that's an increase. And then on the end, you're going to end with your increase, so that's 2 double crochets in the last stitch. And you do that on each row. Now if you want to change colours, so I'll show you that now. When you want to change colours, in the last double crochet that you do, what you would do is you will have 2 loops on your crochet hook, and instead of yarning over and pulling through to finish it off, you grab your new colour and I just loop it over my finger. This is just how I do it, but you can change colour however you like. I just find it easy to hold, and then I just create a little loop, put that onto my crochet hook, pinch it between my fingers, and I pull through. That is just how I do it. You do it how you feel comfortable. As long as you are pulling that last loop through with the new colour, that's all you've got to get. So what we do now is we chain 3. If you have an alternative thing to doing a chain 3 at the beginning of a project, you're most welcome to do that. And into the first stitch, so we want to go into here, we're going to work a double crochet. And the chain 3 counts as our first stitch, so that means we've done 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Now you can crochet over your tails. You would have done that before that stitch there actually. And you can put it along the top like that. It is a lot easier than sewing where you end in when you get to the end. But I am not going to do that because, well, I don't need to. This is only a scrap bit. So into the next, so over the next 4 stitches, sorry, we're going to do our decrease. So we're going to do decrease into there, and then the next one into there. Then when we get to the top, you'll have 2 stitches there. See how we've got our increases from the previous row, and you've got 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the second and third stitch of that group of increase. So what we do, work a decrease, and work it over 2 stitches, so that's 1. Then we do another decrease, that's 2. And then into the next 2 stitches, which will be the second and third stitch of your increase, and that's how you know you're in the right position. If you find that you're starting over here or over here, you know that you've done something wrong either on this round, on this row, or on the row below. So we need to do an increase, then another increase in the next stitch. So again, it's your 2, you start with an increase, then you do your 2 decreases, and then your 2 increases. So it's easy to remember, it's decrease, decrease, increase, increase. So now we're up to decrease, decrease. And then you should be up to the second and third stitch of the 4 where the increases are on the previous row. So we know that that's an increase, increase. Oops. So again, decrease, decrease. And this is it. This is all we do in the pattern, so that makes it really easy. Oops. What have I done? See, I was doing the wrong stitch. I would have noticed that on the next part of the... would have been in the wrong spot. So it's decrease, so decrease, and decrease. This yarn is not being very good today. It's being very naughty. So again, we've got our 4 stitches, second and third stitch. So let's pretend that I make a mistake and I do 3 decreases. Alright, oops. So I've got 3 decreases. When I come to do my next lot of increasing, because I can see the 4 stitches on the row below, I can tell I'm in the wrong spot, so I know that I should be in here. So pop that back on there and pull those 2 out. And now we're in the right spot, so it's increase, increase. That's what makes this pattern good. If you've done it wrong, you probably won't need to pull much out. So our next ones are, ooh, nearly, decrease, and another decrease. When we get to the end, it kind of looks like we've only got 1 stitch, but this chain here is actually a stitch, so that's our last part of our decrease. And remember what I said, we end or start with a increase, so into the top here. Let's try and get 2 loops. Yes, I got it. Woohoo! 2 loops. And we're going to work 2 double crochet in there. Then we're going to change colour. So what do we got? Let's go the bright green. I love the spring green. So what we're doing now is we're just repeating the last row that we did. We're going to chain 3 and then work a double crochet in the first stitch, and then it's your pattern repeat, so decrease, decrease, increase, increase. And we're going to repeat this for the remainder of the pattern, depending on what you're working on. It will depend on how many rows that you need. Like I said, it can be used to make a scarf, it can be used to make a blanket. You could make it to use a bag maybe. Cushions. I'm sure there's plenty of other things you could use it for. So continue on. And for my scarf, I should say the mess I have next to me here. It's all tangled up. For my scarf, which way does it go? Yeah, well that's actually the right side, this side. For my scarf I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not very wide, it's about 3 inches wide because I've used 8 ply. But this, I just wanted something to be like an accessory rather than really keep me warm. I mean, it will keep me warm to some extent, but if it's really cold outside it's not really going to work. So continue on, and I would love to know what colours you are using, so put them down in the comment section and you might inspire someone else with your colour selection. So I will see you in just a moment. So once you're finished, you will need to sew in all your ends if you chose to not crochet over them. I'm sure you have plenty to sew in if you didn't do it as you went. I learned that lesson the hard way the first time I made a big project, because you get to the end and you really don't want to sew in all those ends. Please subscribe to my videos. We have 2 video tutorials each week here on Bob Wilson 123, unless it is around Christmas time, because that is when I take my holidays. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my newsletter. We have lots of crochet goodness in the newsletter. All the links that you need are in the description box. Share a creation on our Facebook page and Google+. Would love to see the colour combinations that you have chosen for your scarf, your blanket, or whatever you have chosen to make with this video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!